I mean, come on. I know you're at +1 defense, but look how much that did there. This breaking swipe has got to pick up the KO. Let's take care of this Miraidon team right here, right now. Bye. No way. Oh. What? You guys thought I wasn't going to make it in time? Y'all are crazy. It's Sunday night. It's true. You guys won't be catching this till probably Monday morning, but your boy's not going to let you down. It was recorded on the weekend, so this counts. Anyways, welcome back. Let me introduce y'all to the Demon of Sinnoh, the Gen 4 Giant. We got Giratina here, Big G. Now, I ripped this team from a Japanese player who was the Liberty Note Cup champion. As far as I can piece it together, that's a Draft League tournament. And as some of you may or may not know, Draft League typically means that you're the only owner of the Pokemon on your team. In this case, you see there's the Tornadus, the Comfey, the Frigoraph. This individual was the only one in the tournament that could use Tornadus, Comfey, Frigoraph. And the other players also had their own suite of picks that no one else could use. That obviously changes the dynamic of the team building because some of these Pokemon are taking on roles that could be fulfilled by better choices. The Brute Bonnet could be an Amoonguss. The Comfey could be a Fluttermane. Something. But in this case, this is the team that the individual put together, and I have to say, I was just so intrigued about it. Look at this, man. Choice Specs Frigoraph, Life Orb Comfey, the Terra Ground Banded Treads with the Tailwind and the Levitate Giratina, the Terra Normal Tina to dodge the Astral Barrages. How cool is this team, right? It's just more gas, pedal to the metal. And yes, Giratina, another low-tier pick. Some tier C, tier D. But you know what? I spend so much time between the GC this weekend, between showdown practice sessions on my own, using higher meta tier picks. I've been having a lot of fun these Friday weekend edition series with just playing around with some unique underutilized mons. I always make sure to try and pick a team that had tournament results. We're back at it with another one, right? So this team very much is just speed mode. There's no trick room. It's just Tailwind. But what gives this team, I think, the leg up is the fact that there's a ridiculous amount of priority that is unexpected. You know, asterisk, Comfey's not exactly unexpected. But the Shadow Sneak on the Giratina, the Sucker Punch on the Brute Bonnet, and the super offensive Draining Kiss is certainly not expected, right? Terra Fairy, Life Orb, Comfey with a Calm Mind boost will take kills that you were definitely not expecting. The Giratina can do ridiculous chunks of damage with this Grisius Core Poltergeist, which has a base power of 132, and then finish up with a base 48 power Shadow Sneak, man. The turn 1 into the turn 2 Shadow Sneak KO, forget about it. So yeah, this team is a lot of hyper offense. It's sneaky, it's unexpected. The season just started over, so I think we can pick up some quick wins a little bit lower in the ladder and have fun with this Giratina team. Listen, if we do good with it, please feel free to try it out. Link to the original creators' Twitter, link to the PokePaste, and the team ID all in the description. We're going to go ahead and rock this demon on the ladder. Believe me, Poltergeist is going to blow your mind when it hits, and hopefully it hits. Come with me, boys and girls. Let's check this beast out. Battle against my boy Kyle here. Yo, rocking a super sick take on Sun, the Venusaur, the Blaziken, what I have to assume is a Trick Room Fluttermane, ready to set up for the Ursaluna. Wow, this is an interesting composition. Not quite sure how to factor in the speed boost, plus the potential for a Trick Room mode, plus the screens. Could be a Baton Pass Blaziken trying to throw some speed onto the Ursaluna, letting the Venusaur start putting things to sleep. Either way, I'm thinking Tailwind looks super good for us here because not only does my boy Rakaya Eel, the Tornadus here, have the ability to set up speed for us, we can also throw taunts left and right here. Taunt the Fluttermane, boom, no Trick Room. Taunt the Blaziken, boom, no Baton Pass. In the meantime, I'm thinking Giratina looks pretty solid here. Now, it's funny. after the most recent regional, some of these Koraidons are motivated to do things like Scale Shot. I've seen some Breaking Swipe and Dragon Claw, so we gotta watch the Giratina catching a freak hit out of nowhere. But I think if we can prevent the Trick Room from going up or stop the Baton Pass from going off, then we should be clear to just rip in the back. Oh, Comfey definitely looks good here, right? Being able to snipe the Koraidon if they don't Terra, hit the Grimmsnarl super hard, pick off quick KOs on the Blaziken. And then I can't help but go Treads to do a little bit of damage if they go Terra Fire on the Koraidon. Treads has been shockingly good, man. Choice Band Treads with the Terra Ground. Whoo, 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 whoo. Do not underestimate this thing's damage. All right, Kyle. Give me your best shot. Let's see this wild Ursaluna team you've got cooked up, and I'm going to meet you head on with some Giratina action. I got my gift event Giratina from way back in the black and white era. Interesting. So, not an amazing position, all things considered. That Grimmsnarl totally walls out Giratina, so we're going to have to leave that thing for Comfey and Treads. And I am a little bit nervous about letting this Giratina or this Koraidon just do crazy damage to us. But I don't really want to go Terra normal and then just let them get like a collision course. I think this makes the most sense here. Yeah, okay, so early Terra, interesting. I think we're just going to go ahead and protect and stall out a turn, figure out where they're aiming. Okay, it looks like they're trying to avoid Bleakwind Storm damage. That makes me feel like they're going hard in the paint against our Giratina, right? Go Terra Fairy, dodge the Bleakwind Storm super effective damage, and then maybe hit our Giratina very hard. So we'll try this. Could be a Thunder Wave. Looks like it's a light screen. Maybe they're worried more about the Tornadus than they are the Giratina. And it does have a dragon move. What's really amazing here, just fantastic for us, is we now have plenty of clearance to just switch immediately into Comfey, right? So they can land an Outrage onto our Tornadus. That is for sure, but we also then can bring in the Iron Treads if that happens, and then we're sitting there with Treads able to go hard in the paint against Grimmsnarl. We can safely set up with Comfey here because we're really not worried about any damage into this slot. Thunderwave is brutal, but the Triage should allow our Draining Kisses to still go off without a hitch. Let's see how this goes down. So Bleakwind Storm manages to double connect. That's nice. Light Screen means these guys are bulky. That Koraidon is taking almost nothing. Oh, the Outrage. Okay. Man, I haven't actually seen that interaction in a long time, but it looks like, obviously, because the Outrage got blocked by Protect, it didn't actually manage to initiate the Outrage sequence. My question here is, can Shadow Sneak plus a Draining Kiss pick off this Koraidon? I'm actually more motivated probably to just go Treads because they can't Terra away from a high horsepower. And they can't Thunder Wave the Treads either, so we get to make really, really good use of the Trick Room. Who do they have in the back here? Nothing really that would be insanely terrible for us to land a high horsepower into. So I think we'll just set up a Calm Mind here. That's fine. We expect Reflect. As long as we don't miss this high horsepower, there's no way they're living. I mean, we're banded, bro. You can Reflect all you want. All right, so we've traded a Restricted for a Speed Control. That's not a horrible trade, all things considered. They're getting a little bit of a free payoff from their Thunder Wave, which isn't amazing. But, okay, interesting. What's our Tailwind look like? One turn left of Tailwind. So that's brutal because right now they can very, very easily Protect. They can very easily Protect and then... Oh, no Protector's crazy, though. Just a Blaze Kick, which does KO us. Please tell me with this Calm Mind off, because what I'm thinking is we have enough... Again, this is what I'm talking about with this team. you end up with so much priority that, like, I think a Shadow Sneak plus a Draining Kiss at +1 might actually clean this Blaziken up. Spirit Break. It's a lot worse now that we know that that's their last move. I was really hoping that was foul play. Our Tailwind is gone. Their speed is up. They have both screens. It's looking rough, that's for sure. But I really do think that there's a world where we pick off this this Blaziken right now. So I say it's worth going for. It's a neutral hit, but Blaziken is paper thin, bro. So let's see if we can't do a little bit of crazy damage here. So it's really going to come down to Comfey getting through this paralysis. But, you know, if we take out their Blaziken, take out their Koraidon, I'm kind of thinking there's not a whole lot of room left for them in terms of offense on this team. So Draining Kiss does go off. That's good, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Let's see. Here comes the Shadow Sneak, which is going to go off quickly. It is enough, thanks to a crit, which I'm sure mattered. But here in the industry, ladies and gentlemen, we say we take those. What's great now is their Tera is gone. The Grimmsnarl falls to a single Draining Kiss from this Comfey once the screens go down. And our triage means it's going to be super, super fast. Okay. Have to imagine here that we can pick off this Flutter Mane again with a Shadow Sneak and a Draining Kiss. What do they got for screens left? 2 turns left of Reflect, 3 turns left of Light Screen. That means they are clayed up. I'm pretty motivated here. to try and get chip damage on this Flutter Mane and feel out a potential Protect. Protect from the Giratina means no Protect from the Flutter, which means Thunder Wave is probably going into that slot. We don't get paralyzed. We got this from the Comfey. Life Orb plus Draining Kiss. Terra Fairy does a nice little chunk for us there. Back up to full health. Take our Life Orb damage. We still have the +1 in special defense. They got to be doubling into the Tina here. Yup. Trying to carefully play out this end game. Yup. Into the Giratina. Okay, still no Thunder Wave is huge for us. That was a good chunk, and that was a neutral hit. Super effective from the Giratina, which is way further boosted. Should clean up this KO here. Oh, we are double paralyzed, so it's going to come down to a couple of rolls for sure. They're in our favor. I really don't think the Grimmsnarl does anything significant, even if it protects. Nope. No Protect from the Flutter Mane, which is what I was nervous about. That's a good hit. I think we can pick up the 3-hit KO if this Giratina gets paralyzed, and I bet we live a single hit. Let's just not get paralyzed, though. Let's just not get paralyzed. Let's not play that game. Well, we got the crit. I suppose that's fair. There's the Moonblast. I bet we live. Questions, do we live a Spirit Break 2? Feels like a misplay on their part. Feels like a really big misplay. I'm thinking, again, we just go hard in the paint against this Flutter because this is the thing that's actually the biggest threat here for us. Comfey can't move this time, but Giratina can. I know my boy can pull through. I know my boy can pull through. Get out of here. Get out of town. All right, we'll take that KO. Ooh. A game full of torture here. Oh my god, and we live on the Giratina, which is so awesome. Light Screen is gone. That means Triage is going to move super, super first. What's more important here? I imagine that they can't Spirit Break Comfey before we get a before we get a Draining Kiss off. There's no way Thunder Wave procs that many times, so I'm pretty sure this is just a one game. I just wonder, if they're going after the Giratina right now, it makes the most sense to click Shadow Sneak and just get a little bit of chip just in case. So I think we'll do that. I mean, they ideally should be prioritizing the Comfey, but I don't really have the wiggle room to go for Protect when there's so much paralysis on my side of the field. We'll just go over the Draining Kiss. Yo, and we take that first game. Feels so good to start off the video with the first win on the first try. Let's move right on down the line and get another game under our belt, people. All right, Giratina pulling one up for us. Y'all doubting on the Demon of Sinnoh, but I'm telling you, man, these underutilized restricteds can be a lot of fun to play. I'm not claiming that these guys are the cheese, bro. They're not, they're not goated or anything, but they are a lot of fun. Let's move into this next game. All right, the next friend of ours that seeks defeat is the other box art legendary. We have a very, very classic world champion winning Miraidon team. Can we take this thing out with a Giratina? Gonna be a tough one, that's for sure. However, I have to say, having the Tornadus here plus the treads is pretty sick. We can rip pretty nice damage early on with the iron treads and the Tornadus into the Miraidon. Obviously, Quark Drive is going to get a boost from the electric terrain, which makes us the fastest Pokemon on the field with Tailwind up. In my eyes, that means that we're very likely to see the Hands or the Shifu or the Hearth Flame up first, right? Those things all make sense. Unfortunately for us, it's really tough because if we lead Giratina and it's the Miraidon, then we're really not in a great position here. I think we'll risk the treads. We'll bring our Giratina as a potential shift for these fighting types. And then I think the Comfey looks just amazing if we can deal with this, this Farigiraf. So let's see what happens here. I mean, nothing wrong with ripping Earthquakes under the Tornadus and the Giratina. I think we can pull one out. Let's see if we can't get a win over Miraidon here, y'all. We just don't want to see too much fighting action early on. There's the Ogre Pawn, but luckily we also do get the Miraidon, which is cool. That means it's probably a follow me, but Dazzling Gleam, Draco, Electro Drift, all of this stuff is resisted by Monsieur Iron Treads. Additionally, the Earthquake means the redirection isn't going to do a whole lot to us. This feels like a pretty easy Earthquake plus Tailwind. A big part of me wants to click Terra Ground Earthquake. That way, if they just go Ivy Cudgel and like Volt Switch, then we should be able to live the Cudgel and also probably KO the Miraidon before the Volt Switch comes out. I think I'm going to go for it. We don't really need the Terra Normal or the Terra Dark, and every other Terra on the team is offensive, so, like, why not just rip some ridiculous offense early? Oh my god, what's crazy is they're not even shifting out, bro. I think we're going to take a really, really, really fast KO on this Miraidon here. They could go Terra Fairy here, right? Because technically the reason we're seeing the Iron Treads animation first is because with our Quark Drive boost, we are the fastest in the field. Right. Now, if we see it from the Ogre Pawn, oh, it would be so good. But it doesn't make any sense. It's going to be that Miraidon. The reason I felt comfortable clicking this is because I felt like that Terastallization was pretty painfully obvious from the Miraidon, and I want to shock you guys with this damage output. I mean, I'm expecting at least 70% from this Earthquake into that Miraidon, which will put it in range of Shadow Sneak, Draining Kiss. I mean, at this point, we already have this Miraidon locked up. Yeah, both of these things are going to go down to... Okay, there goes the chase. Both of these things go down to any of our priority hits that we have in the back. Plus, if I had to guess, no way is this the ground move, the grass move. It's got to be the Ivy Cudgel. And Iron Treads is so naturally bulky that we're just going to take a free KO here. Now, the question is... We can keep spamming Earthquake, that's for sure, and we're going to take an awesome double KO here. Let's say they shift, right? Let's say they go, okay, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to lose X Pokemon right now. I need to shift something in. In my mind, it's got to be preservation of the Miraidon, so I'm thinking Poltergeist into the Miraidon slot plus an Earthquake should be ideal, right? So there goes the Miraidon as we expected, and it is a Farig, which isn't great because they get, not only do they get a defense boost, but they also get complete immunity to this Poltergeist. And a Spiky Shield to boot. Epic. Well, gotta be honest with you guys. I'm thinking a Poltergeist plus an Earthquake should clean up. Or a breaking swipe, maybe. Ooh, it's going to be hard. My question, though, is... could be a Trick Room. We're definitely going to get an Earthquake here. They definitely can't... KOS. Maybe if we get this thing to be single target, it's going to be... We're going to have to hope that that Earthquake was a low roll, and this is like an extreme high roll. I mean, the other thing is we could just do Breaking Swipe, right? It'll be single target because this Quark Drive is so fast. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do Breaking Swipe and Earthquake. That's fine. Quark Drive is faster. I think that that was kind of a total waste there, but I understand that there's not a whole lot of other plays you can make. So we get this Levitate. I mean, come on. I know you're at +1 defense, but look how much that did there. This Breaking Swipe has got to pick up the KO. Let's take care of this Miraidon team right here, right now. Bye. No way. Oh, God. Okay. So, it's okay. It's okay. But this is what we call deep. Oh my God, that was the most unfortunate damage roll in all of history. We have 1 turn left of Tailwind. So we definitely want to protect and just Earthquake. Yeah, that's fine. It's just going to be a Dazzling Gleam. Okay, I think we can recover from this. We should be able to make this. Oh, this is really tough. So how fast is our Comfey here? Hold on, we got to do some math here, ladies and gentlemen. So our Comfey is sitting here at 120. We know our Giratina is at 112. That means that the Giratina will go before the Comfey. I think that's okay. I think we just have to Poltergeist and then stored power. And this should guarantee us the victory. Because I doubt that Frigg is rocking Protect, which means they get 1 hit off. Now, if it's Foul Play Frigg, that will go absolutely insane style. And we don't have a Protective Terra. I think we'll live 1. Yeah, that makes sense, right? The trick is, I think Draining Kiss should be able to take care of this. So, oh yeah, Draining Kiss should clean up this game for sure. As long as we don't die to Foul Play here, this should be fine. As long as we don't die to this, I said. Okay, no way, no way, no way, no way, no way. No way, no how. Okay, missing Poltergeist is fine, because it did not miss. But God, if I wasn't scared there. What's cool here, again, is Triage is +3, Fake Out is +3. They can Fake Out our Comfey, but not before we get a Life Orb Draining Kiss off on this Miraidon. Plus a Shadow Sneak. So I think this game's a wrap, people. This was definitely a spooky one, but I think Giratina's going to pull out for us here. We know that Miraidon can't Protect. We know they can't Fake Out the Giratina. We know that we're faster with our Triage here. Unless there's a Speed Booster Iron Hands. How funny would that be? No, we got this one cleaned up. So we just Shadow Sneak and Draining Kiss. And then if the Draining Kiss doesn't KO, then we get the Shadow Sneak for sure, and they can't Protect. I mean, if they're just ripping the World's team, then this is fine. Let's see, let's see, let's see! Oh, please, for the love of God, give us this one. I think they know the writing is on the wall, people. Whenever the decision-making time becomes more and more stalled, they're quickly looking up. They're right now spam typing on Bubblepedia, trying to figure out the priority order for Triage. I wonder if the Shadow Sneak would kill from this range. While we're waiting, I bet I can look that up, actually. So if we go Miraidon, and we click Series Miraidon, and we click Giratina. Oh! Okay, so We got that off first, which means I bet the fake out comes out now, right? Let's see. Fake out? No, they're smart enough to know that that's not going to work. So now the question is, do we live a heavy slam? And the answer is absolutely not. But I think Giratina, being a dragon ghost type, should be able to resist everything that this thing can throw at us. Okay, so it's a wild charge. All of Comfey goes bye-bye, but that means they should lose enough HP that Poltergeist picks up the KO. We just need this move to land. Okay. That's extremely fast. Iron Hands is crazy, which means we kind of don't have room for this to miss. You got to be absolutely messing with me. Okay, Jesus, that animation time takes so long. Oh my God, Assault Vest W, boys and girls. That's an 07. That's a World's Miraidon team out for the count, and Giratina taking another one. That feels good. Okay, there's our second win here. First Koraidon, then Miraidon. Who's up next? We have Kyogre to potentially finish up the ride. This looks like Shiliang Tang's Kyogre team from NAIC, if I'm not mistaken. I think there was a Jugulus on there. I can't quite remember. I'm sure I could pull this up real fast. Let's see. Top Cut Explorer, 24, NAIC. Shiliang Tang is sitting there. Yeah, with the Jugulus, the Ensign. Yeah, this is Shiliang Tang's team, which is cool because that also means we now have the paste right in front of us. So it's Scarf. It's Scarf and it's AV on the Kyogre. We know that the Tablets of Ruin will be lowering our physical attack. What do we best have for this team? It looks like Comfey kind of goes like super insane mode here. And then Brute Bonnet also feels like it has a really amazing matchup. We know it's not a very offensive Kyogre. Like, Bonnet looks so good here. Right? Man, if we had a bug move, that would be great. I think we'll try Bonnet Comfey. We'll bring the Giratina in the back. And then do we want Rakaya Eel? It looks good into the Wochien and the Shifu. Plus we get a little taunt action going. Taunt's not really going to work out here for us. There's way too many dark types. I think we'll try the method we have here, which is essentially be bulky, spam Spore, get some Draining Kisses going. I mean, realistically, you want to knock out this Kyogre as fast as you can, which is why we have the Seed Bomb action and the Spore. But also, if we can't manage to find the pressure we need, then we sort of have to start knocking out the partners instead. I mean, we know it's Assault Vest, so I'm pretty motivated to do this, to go Terra Dark, Sucker Punch, and chunk this thing while I go for a Calm Mind. That way the Water Spout doesn't do very much. And then with our Calm Mind up, we can start Draining Kissing, firing off some Draining Kisses. I just don't want Pollen Puff from this Wochien to do like 90% to us on the Brute Bonnet slot. So, yeah, I think that makes sense. They can't do anything, so we gotta nullify their damage here. Yeah, I mean, it didn't make sense to click Spore from my perspective because that Terra Grass is just like so painfully obvious. So we'll just take the neutral Sucker Punch either way. Let us both burn our Terras early for probably not entirely perfect reasons. It's not on my side, but we're gonna play it out. Like, I know they can just Pollen Puff back up. And maybe they just... I just feel like the Pollen Puff makes a lot of sense from them into the Bonnet. And I'm hoping we can do some Draining Kiss action the next turn. So here's a nice powerful Sucker Punch into the Kyogre. Jesus, that's physically tanky. Calm Mind here is good. Okay. Now, how well do we take this? There's the Pollen Puff we expected to see. It does a good chunk. There's the Water Spout, which is now lowered. Still does a nice amount of damage into the Bonnet. Okay, health is back up. I think in this situation here, we Calm Mind. And maybe we go into Giratina. No, we definitely go into Tornadus now. Actually, I think we Calm Mind and Sucker Punch again, because they're probably going to Pollen Puff themselves. We'd rather let the Bonnet go down and get Tornadus in without free damage. We just got to keep this thing's damage output as low as we can manage. So we'll Calm Mind again. Now, if the Comfey goes down to a Pollen Puff Water Spout play here, then we're in pretty deep trouble. Right, there it is. Now, hopefully our... Oh, they go Origin Pulse. Bonnet avoids the attack, which is wild. So we can go Draining Kiss now. And I think we can safely go Tornadus here. It doesn't look like they're ready to continue to commit to the water... the Origin Pulse play. Or the Water Spout play. That was a confusing turn there, because they should have been moving... last, essentially, right? Pollen Puff into the Kyogre so that they get a clean Water Spout off. But if they're not gonna respect the Tornadus switch in, then that's cool by me. So we'll go Draining Kiss here and get a huge chunk back. I mean, that should be nearly all of Comfey's health, right? Yeah, almost full. Got to take a little Life Orb chip here. But hey, go for Water Spout here. There's the Leech Seed. Interesting. We know we KO this, yeah, he's going Origin Pulse, man. It's just not going to do enough to either slot. Now, the Leech Seed is not going to be great. That's for sure. Right? There it is. But we live, certainly. And the trick is they can't protect the Kyogre, which is the cool part. And we get super effective damage across the board. They probably shift the Kyogre out and just protect the Wo-Chien. But if they don't, we might pick up a double KO here. Yeah, these teams are really stally, so you got to be able to exert the right combination of defense and offense here. And I think we have enough offense on this Comfey to safely make it through this turn. If we can keep the Calm Mind that we've invested up, then we're in a really, really good position. Trick is we might just not be able to recover enough HP here. Let's see. Yeah, that's just really not going to be enough. So we go up to about half, which is awesome. There's so much HP on the Kyogre. Now we get a awesome Bleak Wind Storm up. As long as Comfey makes it through this turn, that's what matters. There's the Bleak Wind Storm. Good damage. Water Spout makes no sense now. They have to Origin Pulse. They do land it, but Comfey lives, which is very important. And no Leech Seed is up over there. They get their leftovers, which is cool. But now we can go Tina, because really they're not doing much with this Kyogre. Trick here is Comfey is so important. Oh, do we know how fast they're... We don't know exactly how fast the Kyogre is. I imagine it's not that fast, right? I mean, our Giratina is not that fast either. We're sitting here at the same speed stat. We could probably pick up the KO here with a Draining Kiss and a Shadow Sneak, which I think I'm going to go for. Okay. Yeah, we definitely get that. The crit is certainly important. Comfey goes way up. I'm even comfortable shifting Comfey out now, if we have to. But see, here's the Shadow Sneak, which means this whole team is a Protect the King sort of style team, right? It's like protect this Kyogre in order to make sure that you have good continuous damage output. And them not getting this means, oh, plus the failed Pollen Puff is huge for us. That's probably just sealing the game right now. There goes most of their offense plus a wasted turn. We can double protect here, and we know we did like 75% to the Wo-Chien last time we went in for the attack. We know the Shifu can't do anything to us. Pelipper's not doing a whole lot to us without the rain. Oh, it's setting Drizzle though. Oh wait, I'm getting confused between multiple battles here. I'm sorry, there is no Pelipper. So Comfey is down. See, this is another one of those moments. I'm pretty motivated to click Draining Kiss here. I know we're faster than that Incin, and I don't think they realize the fake out order here. So we should be able to pick up the KO on Wo-Chien, then take the fake out, and also protect from like a knockoff here. So no knockoff can hit Giratina. Let's see where the fake out goes. Here comes Triage. Thank you. There goes the Wo-Chien. So there's like the biggest part of their defensive offensive core off the board. Man, Comfey with Life Orb and double Calm Mind just like throws people off, bro. It does way more damage than you're expecting. 75% of that Wo-Chien, they let me set up for free. Okay, Will-O-Wisp, sure. Dude, Triage plus the Grisius Core Shadow Sneak, man. This team just kind of rips, bro. I just really love it. Okay, so it's Grim at the end. It's Grim! It's a wrap, boys. That's a wrap. Yeah, we just go Breaking Swipe now. Enter the commands that you feel will most save you, my friend. My Comfey gonna eat breakfast, right? He hungry. And then, yeah, Giratina gonna go hard in the paint, I guess. Just clean this up. Man, it feels good to beat these, like, renowned teams, right? There goes... Okay, Will-O-Wisp for sure. But there goes Series Miraidon, World's winning team. Here goes the top 8 NAIC Stall Kyogre team. I mean, bro. Look, man. Don't sleep on the demon. I'm telling you. Don't sleep on the demon. This is a shockingly small amount of damage. So who do we have in the back now? We have Brute Bonnet. So this Comfey really needs to be the one doing, like, major damage here, but we can just continue to Breaking Swipe. Its attack is already down. I mean, if it has Will-O-Wisp, which means it's probably not Flare Blitz, which means it's just gonna be able to knock off our Life Orb, and then I'm pretty sure we just continue to Draining Kiss for the win. They can't do enough damage to outpace the healing that we do with Draining Kiss. You know what's funny is I feel kind of foolish. There we go. There's the cancel. That's it, people. We'll take that W. Call that a night. I'll catch you all Monday morning. But first, we got to jump back to team preview and talk about my final thoughts and ideas about this team. Let's get to it. Yo, people, here we are back in the lab, doing a quick review over this Giratina team. Let me break down some of my thoughts. First of all, I feel foolish, right? Because I was so ready to catch people off guard with the priority speed order of the +3 Draining Kiss, getting advantages over Fake Out. And I never really managed to see that interaction play out, despite there being Fake Out active on the board at the same time Comfey was ready to fire off a Draining Kiss. Could have just been that Fake Out really wasn't an optimal play for the opponent, right? Usually it was paired next to Giratina, so it's like all you can do is Fake Out Comfey. And if Giratina is the bigger threat and you have something like a knockoff or a Will-O-Wisp or whatever, maybe you want to go for that instead. That makes sense. Perhaps this whole triage interaction is more well-known than I thought. We didn't get to see that Fake Out tomfoolery. But I will say Comfey, outside of that interaction, star of the show, man. This Comfey with the Life Orb, max attack modest, getting crazy priority inside of Trick Room, inside of Tailwind, outside of Trick Room, outside of Tailwind, just knocking things left and right felt so amazing. Doing 75% to a Wo-Chien, just ripping things up across the board. You know, pressuring Urshifu, pressuring all kinds of things. I just loved this thing. We didn't get to click Stored Power, but I see it, right? Had we gone into an Amoonguss, where we had a couple of Calm Minds up, could have been spicy. Additionally, Treads, amazing for the Miraidon matchup. Offers so much power and control over the field. The Earthquake next to the Tornadus, next to the Giratina, just feels so synergistic. Loved it, loved it, loved it. The Giratina felt great. Poltergeist, when it lands, great damage. Follow up with the Shadow Sneak. Like I said, you guys saw it. Good chip. Managed to let us pick up some important KOs. Yeah, I really appreciated what Giratina could offer us. The Tornadus was, you know, outstanding, of course. Taunt, very important on that set. This was originally a Heatwave set in the original design. That was one of the things I tweaked. Really prefer the Terra Dark plus Taunt. Now, the two mons that underperformed here, in my opinion, were the Frigoraph and the Brute Bonnet. These, of all the choices, feel like they were suffering from the results of the draft, right? Choice Specs Frigoraph, it's funny. With the trick, has some utility. The Brute Bonnet it's okay, But these two mons both, you know, the Frigoraph never felt like it could offer enough damage to justify bringing it out over one of my other attackers. So the trick was never a utility that I managed to take advantage of. And the Bonnet with no defensive Tera was really just like the most subpar alternative for a support mon that I could have asked for. Really should have been something else. Again, this is a team constructed, to my understanding, in a draft format where the choices were limited, so I'm not judging the creator too harshly or anything. What I am trying to say is I actually think the Giratina Iron Treads Comfey Tornadus set of 4, not really a core, but you do have a Dragon Fairy Steel core going on here, really outperform my expectations, and I definitely recommend you guys give this thing a try. You want to build this team for yourself? Swap the Frig and the Bonnet for something else, you'd be golden, right? I don't exactly know what to recommend off the top of my head. Obviously, you could slap an Amoonguss into that Bonnet slot, and then you still get your Spore without having to deal with the fact that your Bonnet goes down to a single Pollen Puff. But yeah, if you're going to build it yourself, that's what I'd recommend you swap out. Otherwise, give it a try. Just rely on Giratina and Comfey to do your damage, man. They do your dirty work for you. They take out the laundry. They cook you dinner. They'll do the dishes at the end. These guys do everything. Please don't sleep on the demon and his flowery friend. I think that's all my thoughts are for the team. Again, show some love to the creator. His Twitter post is linked in the description. Give it a shot yourself. Check out the paste. Hit that subscribe button. Show your boys some love with a like. And please, join me next time for our weekend edition of the throbbing contribution end of the week video. Yada, yada. I'm going to get out of here. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace, yo.